Now, the best news yet is we're going to be adding some more free classes coming up. We're also going to be adding some barre, we're going to add some Pilates, we're going to add a whole lot of new genres as well. So not just yoga, a little bit of movement. As you know, I come from a dance background, so I love to flow. Other exciting things that we've got coming up is Rachel's got a reset day coming up. So any of you that are feeling that you need to get cooking ideas, if you need some ideas just to boost your immunity and just to feel well, that's coming up really, really shortly soon. So I'll add the links to this too. I don't know if you've seen our social media, that there's a lot going on there. There's just so much going on, and the best way that you are ever going to learn about things is obviously social media, but also to sign up for our newsletter. So if you're not signed up for the newsletter, you can always ping me afterwards and say, Kelly, can I sign up for that? Because you're going to find a lot of information in that too. I wonder if there's anything else I've missed. There probably is. I'll think about it as we get going. But are we ready to move our bones today, everybody? Hopefully we are. So as always, practice with how you're feeling. So if you want to just listen to me for the next hour, you're more than welcome to. If you need to rest, child's pose, or just staying in a neutral position is really good. If you need to modify a practice, please always do. I always add those modifications as well. If you want to step up your practice, that's always an option too. You've got to remember, I'm merely your guide and you are the one that is in control. So I'm just going to give you some ideas and some tips, and if you want to flow with me, perfect. Those of you that want to stand on your head or on your hands and there's an opportunity to do that, do that. If you're thinking, oh no, Kel, I'm definitely not doing that, that's fine too. So just practice with how you feel today. Okay, everyone, so let's get moving. So let's come on down to our mat. In toward Shavasana, please. So laying all the way back and down. Now, before you settle in towards that comfortable position, give yourself a good morning stretch. Maybe a windscreen wipe of the legs, a yawn, roll of the wrists, roll of the ankles, and then find a comfortable position. Now the legs could of course be straight and the arms away from the body, or they can be on the body, knees can be bent, especially if your lower backs are feeling a little achy today. Maybe knock the knees in. And wherever you have your hands placed now, let them be. Wherever the legs are, again, let them be. Close down the eyes, give the jaw a little wiggle. Have a little swallow. And let's arrive, not just physically on our mat, but mentally and emotionally too. So as we're here on our mat, just allowing ourselves to feel. How do you feel today? Not just in your body, but maybe in your mind, maybe emotionally too. Are you a little stressed, a little tense? How do you feel today? Just accepting how it is. And let's see if we can shift any of that stress, any of the tension. Maybe bring out some good feels, some good vibes. But always accepting ourselves as we are. You've got to remember that you are perfect exactly as you are. And some days there are good days and some days they are bad days. But it's the intention or the way that you look at them. So I invite you to see the positive today. And hopefully this class may be something positive. Next, I'd like you to look in toward how you're breathing. Are you breathing in and out through the nose? Are you congested today and maybe breathing as best as you can? But I want you to notice the inhalations and the exhalations, making them full and equal. I wish you all a beautiful practice today. When you're ready, let's take another full good morning stretch, yawn. And if the legs are stretched, I'd like you to bend them and start to windscreen wipe your legs from side to side. Maybe taking the knees just a little wider so we get some movement in towards not just the hips, but in toward our backs and in towards the side bodies. And if you feel ready, once the knees go in one direction, maybe the head goes in the other. I've interlaced my fingers and I've placed it behind my head just to give me that little extra stretch. Excellent. And when you're ready, let's draw our knees in towards our chest, hug them in, maybe lift the nose up towards the knees and come on down. Let's add some breath. An inhalation to lift and an exhalation down. And again, lifting up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Lovely. Keeping your hands on your knees, separate the knees and start to circle the legs outwards like a breaststroke. Now, this is one of my favorite exercises. I say it every single time I do it. Not only can you get that nice rotation in the hips, you can really work in towards the lower back, imprinting the tailbone down in toward the mat. Change the direction as well. And if you're a little achy today, you can really feel it in this movement. So just starting to warm up our hips. Beautiful. Let's stretch the legs up towards the ceiling. Don't worry if the legs stay bent. Roll out your ankles. Give the back of the legs a little rub. Give them a little shake out. Nice. And then hug your knees back in towards your chest. We're going to rock and roll ourselves up towards the seat. Now, if rocking and rolling doesn't feel good, roll to a side and bring yourself up towards the seat with me. Coming in towards Sukhasana, option to slide a block underneath your bottom. Now, if you've got dodgy knees, you can sit in a butterfly, you can have one leg straight, it does not matter. All I want you to do is sit comfortably. Placing your hands onto your knees, let's drop our head over towards a side, it doesn't matter which. And then up and over to the other. Bringing it back to neutral, dropping chin towards our chest. And then up towards the ceiling. Now, if a head circle feels comfortable and good, let's maybe do that. If it doesn't, maybe little half circles. And don't forget to go in the other direction. Nice, everybody. And then we'll meet back in neutral. Shoulders, big rolls, big circles. Maybe let's add the arms. And maybe you get the elbows to touch. Good. Mine are nice and clunky today. And let's change the direction. Lovely. And let's bring the arms out towards the side, over towards the side, it doesn't matter which, some lateral flexion, and then up and over to the other side. Now you want to stretch through the side body, separating the rib cage, elongating through the arm. Lovely. And meet me over to a side, it doesn't matter which. Open up, find an inhale here. Exhale, thread the needle, reach behind you. Now this movement always feels so awkward, but it's really good because your sit bones are really planted. You have to use the upper body for the rotation. And if you're like me, which might be a little incredibly stiff today, this feels nice and awkward. Let's do one more. Lovely, up and over to the other side. So let's find an inhale with this as you open up and an exhale to thread. Again, inhaling to lift, exhaling to thread. Good, you've got 4 more on this side. 3. 2. Last one. Good, and coming all the way back up. If you're sitting Sukhasana, switch over legs so the other leg is in the front. Interlace your fingers, take the hands behind the head, and you're going to start Sufi rolls here. Now, not just upper body Sufi rolls. Get the whole body moving. So imagine you've got pencils on your elbows and you're creating that figure of 8. So move how you feel a figure of 8 might feel. And don't forget to try and go in the other direction as well. Really moving that whole upper body in toward the lower body. And because the other leg is in the front, it might feel a little tighter as well. So don't worry about that. Good. And then meet me back in neutral. Keep the hands behind the head. I'm going to move to the side. I'm going to come into some cat-cow. So let's round through the shoulders, create that C shape through the belly, rock back on the sit bones, find an exhale here as you close the elbows. Rock forward, open the chest, open the heart, open the elbows, find an inhale for seated cow. Exhale, bringing it back to cat. Inhale to lift and open it for cow. Good. Now follow your breath as you move between the 2 movements. Again. Last one. Bringing it on in, opening on back. Lovely, meet me back in neutral. Swing your legs around, make your way into 4-point kneeling. If your body feels happy to rock forward and come in towards that tabletop, excellent. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, knees hip distance apart. Let's tuck the toes underneath. Start big circles, big movements. Move with your intuition. Maybe it's with the hips, maybe it's with the rib cage, maybe it's moving back in towards the feet because they need a stretch. Move however your body feels like it does today. Maybe there's little pulses. Maybe there's little flares of the ribs. Maybe you're changing the direction of the hands and you're getting in towards the wrists. Again, listen, move. What I want you to understand when you start to come to our classes is listening to your body. Starting to move with more awareness. And what I mean by that is, what do you feel you need? And remember, when you come to classes, the teacher is the guide. They're not the end of the class. They're not the ones that decide everything. Good. And then meet me back in neutral. Keep those toes tucked, but bring the knees together, feet together. Keep the heels together. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Good. Option to stay here. Option to come on up with me as we stretch through our feet. Roll the shoulders. Now, may you be down here, may you be here. It does not matter. Just take a few moments. Lovely. Gently release, walk on forward, drum out the feet. Nice. Separate the knees one more time. Stretch your right leg back as you stretch through the calf. Good. Raise the leg on the inhale. Exhale, draw your knee in towards the nose. Again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw in. Now, if you want a little bit of a challenge today, take your left hand and take it behind your head. As you round in, the elbow meets the knee and you press up through the hand. Open it back out for an inhale. Exhale, it crunches back in. Again, inhale to open. Exhale to crunch in. One more with whatever it is or option you've taken. Hold the crunch. Good, hold the crunch just that little bit more. Beautiful, hold it. Release the hand to the floor. Open your knee out towards the side like a little dog on a tree. Hold it here. Start big circles and big rotations. It doesn't matter which direction it is, just start to move the leg around. Good, change the direction. Excellent. And when you're ready, you're going to bring that leg all the way forward to the outside of your right hand. Maybe grab your bricks. Meeting me in lunge. Start big circles, maybe forward and backward movements. As you know, this is one of my favorite movements to do. Not only are we stretching in towards the quad and hip flexor, we're working back in towards the hamstring, but because you're moving however you feel, we're not having that hold, we're just awakening. Maybe have a little wiggle, that little move. Good, and then step back into your 4-point kneeling. Second side, left leg back, stretch to the calf. And when you're ready, lift off with the leg. Don't sink in the upper body, pull up through the core. On your next exhalation, knee in towards nose. The inhalation to lengthen. The exhalation to draw it in. And if you had the hand behind the head, maybe join me now on the crunch. And then the inhale to expand. And then to crunch it in. And to expand. Good. One more before we hold the crunch. Hold it in. Press up through the shoulders. Draw everything in just a little bit more. Hold. Hold, 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 hold. Good. Bring the hand to the floor. Open the leg out toward the side. Hold it here. Press up through the arms. Big circles. Big rotations. Woo, fire up those buns. Change the direction. Lovely. And let's take that foot to the outside of the left hand. Grab your bricks. Move. Good. Add some circles. Nice, everybody. And then meet me back into our 4-point kneeling. Beautiful. Tuck your toes underneath, walk your hands a handstand in front of you. Send your sit bones back towards the heels and lift up towards the sky for downward facing dog. And let's take that dog for a walk. Pedal it out. And as you're walking the dog out, taking the chest back towards the thighs, tilting the hip bones up towards the sky. Again, do you want to reach a hand for opposite ankle and take a twist? Do you want to move and wiggle? Do that. And once you've done what feels good, meet me in a stationary downward facing dog. Pressing up through the hands, rotating through those shoulders, lifting through the sit bones. And if the knees need to soften, please do that. Don't worry about your heels either. Take a moment here just to breathe. Good. Look forwards. Walking, stepping, jumping towards the top of the mat. And when you get there, I'd like you to hang in a ragdoll. Taking opposite elbows, separating the feet. Let's have that decompression through the spine. Stretch through our legs. Let everything go and let's roll up through our body. Good. Coming towards the top of your mat, finding your Tadasana that feels good. So may that be big toes together, feet separated, it does not matter. What matters is the foundation. Pulling up through the quads, bringing that pelvic floor up, navel in towards the spine and up. Close the rib cage. Roll the shoulders back down and round and the palms to face forward, chin parallel. Take a moment here just to stand tall. Connect back to the breath. Beautiful. Draw the hands towards the heart centers. Take them up towards the sky. Squeeze the glutes. Take a little mini back bend when you feel ready. On the exhalation, soften the knees, hinge from the hips all the way down towards the mat for a deep forward fold. Halfway lift, create length. Exhale, let it go. Step back with your right foot, lower the knee. Lovely. Interlace the fingers, take the hands behind the head, lift up through the chest, sink the hips forward and down and open up just a little bit more here. Good, I've got my back toes tucked just for a little bit of stability. So making sure that you feel ready and open here through the front chain of our body. Good. Bringing the right hand to the floor, left arm up towards the ceiling, take a twist. Engage the back knee. Sink forward and down, opening up just a little bit more. Excellent. Bring your left hand to join your right hand. Lower the knee one more time. Turn the leg in, so 90 degrees. Press all the way up for our kneeling warrior two. Good. Shift forward. Forearm to thigh, back arm up and over. Stretch through that body. Excellent. Reverse it. Arm comes down toward the leg, lifting up through that side body. One more time. Lovely. Back to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Turn the toes to the long side of the mat. Coming on forward, have a little rock. Forward and back. Waking up the inner thigh. Good. Excellent. Keep walking the hands around towards the knee. Raise the arm up for our side plank. Hold it here. Option to bring that underneath leg to join. Your choice, but you do not have to. Keep going round. Everybody step back to plank. Press up through the arms. Protraction. Option to lower your knees. Shift forwards. Very slow descent to the floor. Hold for a chaturanga if you can. Lower all the way down. Release the toes. Inhale, lift nose, chin, chest. Up towards your cobra. Engage your glutes. Gently release. Tuck your toes. Up and back. Downward facing dog. Paddle it out. Good. Look forwards. Step, jump, float your way to the top of the mat. Find a halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift the torso, raise the arms up towards the ceiling, squeeze the glutes, take that mini back bend one more time. Exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back with your left foot. Lower the knee. Interlace fingers, take the hands behind the head, sink the hips forward and down, open the chest. Good, breathe. Left hand to the floor, right arm up to the ceiling, engage the back knee. Hands come down. Good. Lower the back knee. Pivot that back foot so it's a 90 degree, like a picture frame holder. Lift all the way up into that kneeling warrior two. Excellent. Rib shift forward. Forearm to thigh, back arm up and over. Elongate through that side body. Just a little bit more, everybody. Good, let's reverse that warrior. Don't sink here, keep elongating. Good, back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Pivot it round. Place your hands down. Have a little rock, forward and back. I like to come onto my heel as well. Good. Keep walking the arms around, lifting up to that side plank. Option to be here. Option to step into the full version of your side plank. Keep lifting up just a little bit more. Good. Everybody keep walking round. Step back to plank. Option to lower your knees. Again, press up through the arms. Elongate through the crown of the head. Press through those heels. Shift forwards. Chaturanga or slow descent to the floor. Scoop up to your cobra. Good. Gently release all the way down. Back and up, downward facing dog. Nice, everybody. Pedal it out. Look forwards. Step, jump, float your way. Top of the mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, raise the arms. Squeeze the glutes. Maybe take that little back bend one more time. Exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, step back with your right foot. Good, don't lower the knee yet. Lift all the way up, high lunge. Interlace the fingers, take them behind the head. Open and lift the chest. Now remember, we have been down on the floor. If you want to stay there, please do. Good. Bringing your right hand to the floor, left arm up towards the ceiling. Sink a little more. Left hand to join the right. Keep walking around to the long side of the mat. Keep going. Wide-legged forward fold. Turn the toes out. Little rock, side to side. Skandasana. Now, Skandasana can be a little higher. It could be a little lower. Up to you. Lovely, everybody. One more. Meet me back into neutral. Turn the toes in, straighten your legs. Blocks underneath your feet are excellent. Come into a halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Shift some weight in towards the toes. Again, halfway lift. Let it go. Soften the knees. Roll up through the spine. Your left toes are going to turn to the front of the mat. Bend in toward the front knee. Check the back leg. Our hips are facing the long side of the mat. Raise your arms towards your warrior two. Heart over your hips. Good, rib shift forward. Forearm to thigh. Back arm up and over, side angle. Don't sink into that arm. Lift up and out. Good. Keep rotating just a little bit more. Lovely. Bring yourself back up. Warrior two. Rib shift forward and then back. Reverse warrior. Good. Bring it back to your warrior two. Let's straighten that front leg. Keep shifting forward, coming into our triangle pose. Beautiful. Bending back and toward that front leg. Now, you might want to have a brick underneath you. Let's place the back hand on our hip. Reach towards the floor or to your brick. Keep going until we have a little lift off of that back leg in toward our half moon. And if you can, lift off with the arm, holding it here. Good, soften, bring everything back to warrior two. Oh, let's try it again. Shift forward. Let's go again. Lift off. Don't worry if you stumble with me. It's all about the journey. Keep lifting up. Good. 2 more breaths. Hold it. Soften. Whee! Back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down toward the floor. Pivot through. Step back. Let's take our vinyasa. Shift forward. I'm going to be cruel. Let's take a chaturanga press up. Back up. Again. Chaturanga press up. Back up. Let's do 2 more just because I think I love it. Come back up. 1 more. Lower all the way down. Scoop up towards your cobra. Up and back. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out, everyone. Walk it out. Good. Look forwards. Step, jump, walk yourself toward the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Again, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Soften the knees, roll up through the spine, raise the arms up. Take that mini back bend one more time. Exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back with your left foot. Let's go, high lunge when you're ready, raising up. Remember, you can lower the back knee. Interlace the fingers, take the hands behind the head, open up through the chest. Beautiful. Left hand to the floor, right arm up to the ceiling. Take that rotation. Good. Right hand down towards the left. Walk around to the long side of the mat, turn the toes out. Let's go Skandasana, side to side. Remember, you can go a little higher. We can go a little lower. What feels good in this time? Nice, everybody. Good, and when you're ready, meeting me back in toward a deep forward fold. So turn those toes in. Allow yourself just to hang. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Again, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good, soften the knees, roll up through the spine. Now as your right toes, turn them out. Bending toward that front knee. Check with your back leg, are you happy with where it is? Pull up through that back leg, raise the arms, heart over hips and nice and strong. Eye gaze down that front hand. Flip the palms, rib shift forward, forearm to thigh, back arm up and over, finding side angle. Again, don't sink, pull up everybody. Open the chest. Nice. Reverse your warrior. Don't change your legs. Just opening up that side body a little bit more. Back towards warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Shift forward. Kick the hips out a little. Raise the arms to 6 o'clock. Again, opening up just that little bit more. Good. Back to your warrior two. Now I'm going to use my brick for this one. Take my hand toward my hip. I'm going to shift towards my brick. This is pretty useful. Keep reaching toward, lifting up in towards that balance. Now, option to raise the arms. Maybe have a fixed gaze. Don't worry if you stumble. Bend, let's come back to warrior two. Ooh, how we enter and how we come back is important. Let's try again. Shift forwards, lift off. Here we go. Take a moment. Lifting up. Good. Bend back into the knee. Back to your warrior two. Excellent, everyone. Cartwheel the arms down to the floor. Step back to your plank pose. Option to be kneeling with me. Here we go. We're going to do our press up. Shift, press, up. Again, shift, press, up. Two more. Shift, press, up. Last one. Shift, press, back up. This time all the way down. Scoop towards your cobra. Release all the way back down. Stay on our backs, everybody. Woo. Good. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Roll the shoulders up and back. Squeeze your glutes. Really press the feet in toward the mat for now. Reach your arms towards the back as you lift your nose, chin, chest for half a locust. Use the back body to lift you up and then lower back down. Again, squeeze, lift. and down. 2 more, the same. Squeezing and lifting and down. This one, as you squeeze and lift, let's float the legs up. Floating and holding. Imagine you're that little locust trying to find somewhere to land. And when you're ready to land, lower all the way down. Bringing the hands underneath you into our crocodile pose. Just stay neutral for a moment. Good. Gently bend your knees and windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. Nice, everybody. Good. Slowly release the legs. Bring your hands back underneath you. Push up and back. Big toes together. Knees as wide. Just push back in toward that child's pose. Of course, child's pose isn't comfortable for everybody. But of course, you can be here. How about bringing the legs together? Whatever feels comfortable, try and find your child's pose. Let's connect back to our breath. Maybe the heart rate raised a little. Take a moment just to breathe. Good. Slowly bring everything back and up. Swing your legs around in toward a staff pose. Nice. Now, if you practice with me, you know I love a staff pose. So really sit on your sit bones. And if the sit bones can't be found, maybe sit on a block. And that's generally because of the way that we drive, the way that we sit. We're just like this. It's our lifestyle. So I really want you to try and really pull up all the way through the crown of the head. By that action, watch that the rib cages don't flare. Bring the rib cages back in. Draw that navel in towards you. Flex through the feet, and it doesn't matter if your knees are a little softer. Hands can be next to you. They can be on you. It does not matter. Roll the shoulders and just sit in one of the most uncomfortable positions we have ever encountered. Breathe. Three more breaths. Last breath. Beautiful. Raise the arms up. Inhale, reach forward. Keep going until the hands are maybe on the legs, away from the legs, by the toes, using your strap, even using your brick here, but don't go backwards. Elongate. Think nose over toes. Don't think knees and nose should be meeting. No. Keep creating length. Excellent. Gently release. Roll up through the body. Nice. Gently bend your legs. Shift your bottom towards your heels. Have your hands either underneath your knees, arms out in front of you or behind you. Sit back on those sit bones one more time, lifting the legs, opening up towards our boat pose. Beautiful. Squeeze those inner thighs. And let's tap, 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 tap. Keep going. Hold it here. Beautiful. Lower down for a half boat. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Right knee and left elbow, should I say, meet. Good. Switching over. Slow bicycles, very slow. Imagine you're going uphill, the steepest hill that you've ever had to climb. very, very slow. We're almost at the top of the hill because now we're about to go downhill. And we're going to pedal just that little bit quicker. You've only got a few more to go. I promise. You've got 1, 2, 3. Only going to do one more after this, I promise. And release. Oh, lay flat. Good. Keep your knees over your ankles. Keep your palms next to you. Stay here for a moment. Stay in neutral. Lovely. Cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Open out your knee for our supine butterfly. Option to stay here. Option to thread the hands around the left shin or thigh. Keep opening out from that knee. Flex through your foot. Nice. Option, of course, to straighten your leg. Take a moment as you stretch through your glute. You get over that mountain climb. If your leg is straight, bring it back down. Okay. Keep this shape. You're going to go over towards your left side if the right knee is crossed. Keep the knee up towards the ceiling. Left hand, maybe draw that heel a little closer towards you. Push the leg away. Take the right hand behind your head and rotate. Have a little upper body twist as you push your knee away. So this not only stretches the IT band, your glute, maybe the side, or you might think, Kelly, this is really awkward, and that's fine too. Lovely. Bring everything back and a gentle switch. Crossing the left over the right, option to push that knee, threading through and coming in toward our reclined pigeon. Now don't let the bottom lift. You want to try and keep that pelvis as flat as you can. Good. Now remember, keep the shape. Take it over toward that right side. Draw that left heel in just a little bit more. Taking the hand behind you and opening up through the body. Pushing that knee away. So don't pull it towards you. Take it away from you. That's it, everyone. Gently bring everything back in. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Excellent. You're going to stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. Now, those of you that would like to place a block underneath your bottom and then stretch your legs up towards the ceiling for Viparita Karani or like a shoulder stand, this is lovely. So this is option number 1. I love this pose. And if you would like to join me in toward a shoulder stand, please do. So what I like to do is I like to tuck my knees. I have a little rock as I bring my hands underneath my pelvis, fingers towards my bottom, and I'm really supporting my pelvis here. My elbows have become like a shelf. Now options, of course, just to stay here, and you have to breathe throughout. Do not hold the breath. And if you feel that you are ready to stretch the legs, now option, your bottom doesn't have to be aligned over your hips, but if that's what you're working towards, great. We can lift off all the way up, flex or point the feet, but breathe. Option to do whatever you like to do with the legs, I don't mind. It's totally up to you. Now, those of you that like to go into plow pose, I'm lucky enough to have a wall so I can walk myself down the wall. Again, support yourself. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. These poses can be quite claustrophobic, so you've got to keep the breath going. Option to bend the knees and wear them like earphones and take the hands behind the back of the knees as well. Two more breaths. Now, if your legs are still up in the air, beautiful. The rest of us are going to join you back there. Lowering down. Keep your legs up towards that ceiling. Give them a little shake. Everybody, if you've got a brick underneath your bottom, please remove it. Everybody move your head from side to side just to release through the neck. Good. Take a moment here. Now, if you know how to do fish pose, excellent. I invite you to go there now. If you would like to join and you want to try, stretch your legs out in front of you. Bring your hands underneath your bottom. Press into your elbows. Lift your chest. Okay, now I actually like to cup my hands around my hips instead. I feel this is more comfortable than hands underneath my bottom, but that is always a personal choice. Flex through the feet or point them, it does not matter. Watch these shoulders, open up the heart. Imagine you're shining it up towards the ceiling. Keep opening. If the head feels comfortable to go back, great, do that. Now I like this, you don't have to touch the floor. If you're coming from the floor and you're lifting up, you're more than welcome to, but it's the intention. It's just a release from our shoulder stand. Bring everything back in. Everybody lower back down into our neutral position one more time. Give your head that little rock from side to side. Lovely. And one more time, I'd like you to draw your knees in towards your chest. Just like the beginning, I'd like you to circle your knees outward, like breaststroke. Focus on how the hips feel, how the lower back feels. Now remember, there's a difference between stress and tension, and there's a difference when you've worked a muscle. So if it feels worked, a little tired, it's good. Have you released any tension? Now, if there were certain parts of the class that we didn't do and you waited, that's perfect. If you joined in some, brilliant. And if you just listened all the way through and imagined that you did it, good. It's always down to the intention and how you feel. Keep the knees together, take them over toward the left side. Interlace your fingers behind your head one more time. You're going to lift the shoulders and rotate the body, so try to flatten them down. Now the knees might ping up. If they do, maybe place a block or a cushion, maybe underneath the knees. But it's the idea of opening through that side body. Good. Lifting up and over to the other side. Again, you might have to adjust the shoulders. I'm super tight on my left side. Come on back, everybody. Draw those knees back in towards your chest one more time. Lift your nose up towards your knees and towards that ball shape. Come on down. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. Bend your legs. Take back of the legs, the calves, the toes in toward your happy baby. Now with your happy baby, you can rock. One thing I do want you to think about again is that pelvis? Has it lifted up, or can you flatten it down in towards the surface beneath you? Now arms, again, wherever you have the legs, drawing them down and towards you, having that little rock. Beautiful, everybody. Gently release. Good. Now is the perfect time for you to do what you need to do. Do you like a stretch? Do you like to have a windscreen wipe? Is there a posture that you like to do? I know there's some of you that like headstands, some of you like handstands, some of you like to just windscreen wipe the legs with me. Let's do that. But this is the perfect time to say to yourself, what is it I want to do? What am I ready to do? What is my body prepared to do? Lovely, everybody. And eventually, we will all meet in our final resting pose. May that be Shavasana. May it be legs out, arms out. I do suggest it's a little colder here in the UK, so maybe place some socks on and a blanket. Do what feels comfortable. But eventually we will come down. I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to knock my knees in. My hands are going to be one on my heart and one on my belly. Closing down our eyes and taking a moment just to thank my body for what it's done. Grateful for what it does every single day. And also I'm grateful for you spending an hour doing something wonderful for you. Remember, we're always here to guide you through some classes. We're here to help you feel good, not just mentally, not just physically, but emotionally too. So whatever you're holding on to, now is the time to let it go. It might be a little tear. It might be a big sigh. Whatever it is, just let it go because it's no longer needed. All I want you to feel now is a sense of gratitude for self. Allow yourself to feel whole. Allow the breath to move in and out, however it comes. And I want you to know that you are perfect just as you are. And for me, when I hear that in a yoga class, it really hones in. Because we have such busy lives. Some of you are parents and you're always giving yourself to others. Pleasing others. So I want you to know that you are doing your best. And that's all you can do. Every day we just give ourselves a chance to be the best version that we can be. And if it didn't happen, we try again tomorrow. And we try again the next day. And it's not just parents. It's work lives. It's your outside life. So if anything, I would like you to now just set an intention for the day. Something positive, something that you can reflect back on. I want you to plant the seed of manifestation and allow it to grow throughout the day. What is it you want to feel? What is it you would like to achieve today? Now you have the option to stay lying down, maybe turn me off, but if you want to, maybe roll to a side. And if you would like to come up to a seat with me, you're more than welcome to. But I'd like you to bring the hands together if you're sitting with me. Keep the pinky fingers and the thumbs together. Open the other fingers. Draw the hands in towards your heart center. This is our lotus mudra. And that intention, that manifestation, I want you to imagine it in toward that mudra. Say it to yourself, and I want you to really feel and to believe it. Close the lotus flower. Draw the hands closer towards your heart center and bow your heads. And I want you to thank your bodies. And I want to thank you for letting me be your guide today. And I thank you for spending so much of your time today with me. Namaste, everybody. I wish you all a beautiful day, everybody. I'm going to hang around for some questions. If there's anything that you may need, anything that you want, but a big thank you, everyone. So don't forget to, if you want to sign up for our newsletter, there was a Spotify playlist, and also Rachel's Reset is coming up soon as well. If you don't know what that is and you want to ask me, I'm here. Also, look out for a lot of our classes coming up. We've got barre, we've got Pilates. If any of you practiced with us in lockdown, you saw that was a lot of classes that we did. So we're looking at bringing our community back together, back to see all your lovely smiling faces, because we have missed you all so much.